Yo, what's up? This is the SoloCast. You want to know what the SoloCast is? Well, let me tell you right here, right now. It's basically the Lost Adventures podcast, but with just one guy. Today's me. So let me get started by saying that I'm gonna review, I think, 3 things. I'm gonna review Star Wars Last Night just by myself and give my overall opinion. I'm gonna give you Disaster Artist, and I'm gonna give you Ring of Honor, Final Battle. So let's get started with, I would say, Ring of Honor, because I would say I saw this just like a few hours ago, and I'll just give it to you straight ahead right here, right now. This was a really good pay-per-view. It didn't feel like it had something to accomplish. It had something to accomplish. What the fuck am I saying? Something to accomplish for this. It was basically, this was the final Ring of Honor pay-per-view for the new year. And they basically celebrated all the new things they've done and basically accomplished, and it was pretty cool. They had 8 matches. One that I think they should have just been taken out, and other matches are pretty great. They had Will Ospreay versus Matt Harvin. They had Addiction versus War Machines. Jay Lethal versus Murray Scrawl. Motion Machine Guns versus Best Friends. King versus Martinez versus Taylor versus Young for the world title, for the world television title. Motion Machine Guns versus Best Friends were for the tag title, so don't worry, I forgot to mention that. Dreamer and Bully versus Briscoes in a street fight. That was the one match I want to take out. 6-man tag match title, world titles. That had Bullet. That was Volt Club versus Lee Teton and Flip Jordan. And the final match, Delton versus Cody for the world title. And I would say best match was the 6-man. They had much more things to do, felt more livelier, and they had really a story that didn't feel too fucking serious. Because let me be honest here, Delton versus Cody. I hope I'm saying Delton right. Delton. Basically, that match felt really out of nowhere. I thought the build would be much more better, but it wasn't really. It's basically just a revenge for what It's basically Delton wanted revenge for what Cody did to him some years ago when they were wrestling, and what he did to him like so many times. Also, I would say this show felt really good, production-wise and crowd-wise, and basically it felt really great. I didn't like when they would decide, oh, let's shoot from the top of the ring, because it didn't feel like you didn't have to do that, but they did, and it was okay during some things, but some other times it was just like, can you please stop this? I want to watch this match. There are a lot of good spots. One of them, I would say, was my favorite, would be the double tombstone to Flip and Teton from the Young Bucks and Hangman Page. It was pretty awesome to see that move done. Basically just double indie taker, and it was awesome. The only titles that did change were the television title, which is held by Young now, and Delton winning the world title. And to be honest, the main event felt kind of lackluster. I felt like there should have been much more things done during the match, because it felt really short. They had the bleeding spot, which was pretty good, and I felt like indifferent to the final match, basically, because the finish felt like it came out of nowhere, where he hit the bangarang, but I felt like Cody should have kicked out of it, and they could have wrestled for a bit more, because they did have time to like just keep wrestling. But I would say that time kind of got fucked over because of, no offense to the Dreamer, Bully, and the Briscoes. That match was pretty okay. Didn't really enjoy it that much as most, but it was fine. Nothing bad about it, and it was kind of okay. So let me get started off by saying, if you're a wrestling fan and you enjoy watching new things besides WWE, then watch this. It's pretty good. If you want to see some matches and kill some time for like a few hours, then yeah, watch this. It's pretty great for final pay-per-view. Like I said, main event kind of felt lackluster, as it felt really short other than that, and as well as a hardcore match which felt like out of nowhere, but then again, who knows. So now let's get through to next review, which is Star Wars Last Night. I'm pretty sure Joseph and Carlos are gonna be pissed off when I fucking start reviewing this, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Don't review this shit." I'm going to. Star Wars Last Night was, in a few words, I would say, kind of boring, kind of not as great as it should have been. Some things I did like visuals. Some fights, like the ones with, I guess I can't spoil it. You can spoil wrestling, but I can't do anything. I did like a lot of the acting. It felt like now Rey's actor got much better. She didn't sound to me boring at any point. Mark Hamill still got it. Like, he's like pretty great for at his age. He can still play Luke as well. He's basically the broken master at that point. And it was awesome to see this. It was pretty great to see like a lot of the space battles, like the beginning one, which was pretty awesome. And it felt like at that time it was like, oh, this is gonna be more interesting. It's gonna be like, oh, we can't just fuck around too much. We barely have any forces because of the last fight they had on the Starkiller base and like how fucked up they got for like the rebels and shit. There were some things I did not enjoy. For example, one of the worst things I ever fucking had to ever think was, why the fuck is this fucking lady, alright? Because basically, Carrie Fisher, Leia, basically got hurt, but then used the Force. Was basically a part of an explosion that had her crew from like the bridge, or what's like basically the cockpit of their main ship, and basically they were fucking floating in space, basically freezing to death. Leia then starts to fly over to the door and somehow survives, but is in a knocked out coma for like, I guess, a few hours in the movie time. So then we get this new leader who, fucking hell, let me be honest here, I never fucking had the feeling of, you're gonna be the main problem of this, are you? And she was basically the main problem during this shit. And what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Jesus Christ. And there is also the whole entire other problem of the movie feeling a bit too long for me. There were so many points where I just like, oh, is it gonna end here? No. Oh, is it gonna end here? No. I did like the ending fight, where basically it felt really great, and it was like, wow, something that's really good about that. It was like really awesome to see as well. I can tell they upgraded a bit of the visuals a bit, where like it felt like you're looking at something that could actually happen in real life, like the space battles and shit. One thing I didn't really enjoy were like some random the subplot about like the, I guess, code breaker, who just like basically comes in, was like a good guy, then he turns to a bad guy, then what's it called? Nothing really happens from the bad guy, because then I'm guessing he dies. There were a lot of good choreographed fights that weren't like basically, a lot of the fights were just or basically flying battleship fights. They didn't do a lot of ground troops. We didn't see any stormtroopers do like a lot of shooting. A lot of guns weren't even shot, unless they're like a knockout gun, which knocks out fucking some guy. Next knocks out his Poe. And then there's the whole entire thing of the Force and the other type of thing where basically Rey's trying to be Jedi at this point. And, you know, fucking Luke's like, no, I'm not helping you. Not at all. Then there's the weird fucking, and then I'm gonna spoil this, Snoke dies, basically just gets, like, killed, which I thought, oh, is he gonna be the main villain throughout the shit? No, just kills him, you know, they psyched this all out. I thought, Rey was gonna lose a limb in the movie. No, doesn't lose a limb, doesn't lose anything, in fact, she only loses the lightsaber, which just breaks, and there's a lot of good things, and there's a lot of bad things, and there's just a lot of weird things. and basically the movie felt okay. Am I hyped for? Was I hyped for this movie? No, I wasn't hyped. Am I gonna be hyped for the next movie? Probably, unless they do something different. And basically, the next movie is gonna be the Solo movie, and I'm hoping it's gonna be great. And I'm hoping that it can be better than this movie a bit, just a bit, not a whole lot. Now last but not least, in our list of movie reviews that are really fucking short, we got ourselves the fucking Disaster Artist. Holy shit, did I enjoy this movie. Now, contrary to popular belief, you can watch this movie without watching The Room, but I would recommend you watching The Room first. Let me tell you something about the opening. When the first thing you see are a bunch of people talking about The Room and how fucking insane it is, and then we get to like the first actual scene of the movie, that is just fucking awesome to see that people that are like famous like enjoy The Room. They know what it is, and it's not just like this new fad that's taking over, No, it's basically fucking a thing that happened, and people are gonna talk about it because you know why? It's an interesting thing. People can be fans of it, and it's awesome because of that. There were so many things cool about this movie, like the comedy. Comedy, it felt like natural, and it would just come in when it wants to, and you can laugh. You know when to laugh, and you know when to laugh at a certain line or a certain thing being done. And it's awesome to see this. And you can feel there's like struggles with this movie as well. No, not struggles with it. Like, there's like the struggle in the movie where it's like you can feel like, oh, I can't laugh at this. I have to be like watching this kind of seriously and shit. There are parts of that I do enjoy. It feels like an actual really great movie where you're talking about the making of a terrible movie, and it's fucking awesome. Like, there's like the ending part where they do like basically the scenes that are made by the Disaster Artist crews, and then there's the actual scene from The Room, and it's like they do a side-by-side comparison. It's fucking crazy to see that. One thing I didn't really enjoy about some of these like Disaster Artist room scenes were like, if you've seen The Room, you can tell that these like lines were like dubbed over, because you can tell that some of this shit was fucking horrible. You probably mumbled a lot during the scene. That's why they had to dub it. Then there's the, I think, ending part. The ending for me felt out of fucking nowhere. I'm gonna be honest here. No, not out of nowhere. It felt like the ending was weird. It felt like they wanted to get to the part where basically The Room became a fad. That's not what happened. I think opening night in the movie, because I read Disaster Artist, it talks about it. It basically says that no one was really just confused, and like there was like laughter, yeah, but it didn't become the whole entire thing where people were like, oh, laughing, and it was like people were like, what's it called? Laughing like crazy. In fact, I don't think there was like a lot of people at the theater while the premiere of The Room came, I think. And it was just like weird for that ending, but overall the movie was pretty good. I would say I recommend to anyone. Just if you're bored, you want to watch something with your friends or your family, watch The Room. It would be a great experience for you guys to see, and then you can actually first see Disaster Artist. No, first see The Room, then you see Disaster Artist, or you can do the other thing around where you watch Disaster Artist and then you watch The Room, and you get your opinion on what is the better movie of comedy. The original, you see basically the movie based off a true story, or you see the movie based off a true story, if you could say that. So I guess this is the end of the SoloCast. This is kind of a short episode, yeah, but I hope this kind of got you guys the content that you guys wanted until we make an actual podcast where we get together and other things. My girlfriend won't be on it, though, because there's important matters she has to handle. It's called going to a fucking party. I'm not mad. I'm okay with it. I'm not triggered by it at all. Hold on a bit. I'm gonna go shoot myself. Gotta go, guys. But leave comments saying how much cancer this was, and then then you can do some other shit that you think fucking matters, like masturbating to anime or something. Alright? I'm gonna go right now. I'm gonna play more of that fucking Overwatch shit, which I might talk about in a solo cast for 30 minutes or something. Get ready for that. Get ready to watch me complain about this shit, Jeff. Jeffrey? Jeff Tano? Fuck you. Alright, see you guys later.